Double Jump Gaming Reacts.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jason, and this is Double Jump Gaming Reacts podcast number 2, the bi-weekly podcast for Double Jump Gaming News. Everybody, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
My name is Ben.
My name's Northern.
My name's Andrew.
And I'm Jonah. I'm new here. I'm usually part of the 2DR team. I made these guys cool thumbnails and like banners. So here I am.
Awesome.
Welcome to have you. All right. I guess we're gonna take off and kind of cover some notes and facts about what we're gonna talk about first, which is Apex Legends. It is a play for free on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. It was released on February 4th, 2019. EA and Respawn Entertainment helped produce it. It's a battle royale combat style, up to 60 player matches. The game features comes with, or it's featured in the game, I should say. There are respawn beacons that bring back teammates who have died within a matter of 20 seconds. Smart comms, communication within the party. Jump master deployment can control what part of the map you start off in, and intelligent inventory. Grab what you need. The goal is to be the last guy remaining. Some of the characters that are featured as legends of Apex Legends is Bangalore, who is a professional soldier. Bloodhound, who is a technological tracker. Caustic, who is a toxic trapper. Gilbreth, I don't know how Gibraltar, thank you. He's the shielded fortress. Lifeline, who is the combat medic. Mirage, who is the holographic trickster. Pathfinder, who is the forward scout. And Wraith, who is the interdimensional skirmisher. It took roughly about 2 years to build. After a week of release, they had 25 million gamers playing Apex. Also before February 4th, 2019, EA's stock was down 13%, but after release of Apex, it had soared, so it really came as a huge thing for EA. This is expansion of the Titanfall universe, but it has no Titans or wall running. The first season, or battle season, starts in March. Each season will, or soon to be, it will be starting, and it will last 3 months long. Cost is unknown, at least at the time of recording the podcast here. It just hit 50 million players on March 4th. In comparison, Fortnite surpassed 200 million total players in November of 2018. Does anybody know roughly when Fortnite came out?
I don't know.
It was a long time ago.
It was 2 years.
The thing is, it came out originally as not the game that it is now.
Yeah.
It didn't have
it was a
the.
horde mode type of game where you had to basically build a rocket.
Which they still have.
Protect the rocket.
Yeah.
But no one plays that because
Right.
it's not Fortnite.
Right.
Even though it's
Or
the
people don't
original
associate
Fortnite.
it. People don't
Right.
associate it as Fortnite.
You can keep talking. I'm going to fact check that quick.
Okay.
Yeah, it was originally a horde game.
If anybody wants to share any favorite characters or stories, we get to do that.
I think I guess not part of the Apex Legends. This is something I've noticed when I looked at it. It's like when I first saw it, I thought they had stolen Titanfall 2 because hey, what's this battle royale that has the same guns as Titanfall 2? It's they made it. And that made me excited. I'm like, oh, please, it's doing well. Oh, Titanfall 2 multiplayer, it's going up. And I couldn't help but notice, but I think Bangalore, or at least some of the people you can play as in the game, I think they're the villains of the Titanfall 2 story mode. You fight them. They're the Apex mercenary group you fight.
From what I've seen, there was, at least in some of the files of Titanfall 2, was some of these characters that are playable legends now, where they were they couldn't figure out, because I know that Bloodhound specifically was apparently meant to be in the story of Titanfall 2 somewhere, but I guess they just couldn't figure out what to do with him, so then they made him his own legend in Apex Legends. So, yeah, I would not be surprised if there were other characters that were from either Titanfall 1 or Titanfall 2, and they were just hey, let's use him again.
I forgot Titanfall 1 had a story.
Also, really quick, Fortnite free-to-play version came out September 26, 2017, so about a little over 2 years ago. And what did you say the number was on that?
That was 200 million by last November.
So they're probably on pace to
Yes.
to break that.
I would strongly agree with that.
But yeah, going back to the characters, I've been playing a lot. I've never played Titanfall, but I play a lot with. Is it? Well, you haven't played this one, but what is the like? How would you describe it? What kind of? What's
my
the
God.
objective?
It's so much fun. So like, okay, there's the story. So when you say objective, what do you mean?
Like for multiplayer objective.
Oh, well, you got, of course, you got your team deathmatch. You got your capture the flag.
Oh, it's okay.
So, but there are some unique modes. Like there's Titan versus Titan mode, which is like you only fight in the Titans, and so you spawn in your Titan, and like as soon as you land, like you land in it.
Okay.
And there's. Sorry, I'm kidding. I'm gonna try to calm down here because I really like it. It's one of my favorite games.
No, it's okay. We got tons of time. Nothing but time.
But you really should play the story mode because it has. Its story isn't much to brag about, but its level design and like gameplay is phenomenal. Like I'm like, this is reminding me of like 3D platformers. It's really good. Like I'm like, this is top level stuff. Like there's a time you go. Like there's a part of the game where you have to shift back and forth between time to like platform.
Yeah.
So like, it is.
I remember playing it, and it
is
those
phenomenal.
aspects like really piqued interest in
It was phenomenal.
like,
It
monster mashing and kind of just unique stuff that's not in like
it did a
typical
great
shooter.
job. Like its story isn't much to brag about, but the gameplay and level design is totally worth playing it. Anyways, back to the multiplayer, which is what your question is. So it like I think it has basically the same classes as the Battle Royale, except for I think there's one that you can create a portal with that's not in Titanfall 2 multiplayer. There's the grapple. There's basically a marker where you throw a grenade and marks people in a general area for a short time. There's the phase, which I have never used it, so I don't really know how it works.
You just kind of like you become
Intangible, basically.
yeah for a couple
you
seconds.
like teleport essentially is what it is, and you become intangible as you teleport.
Yeah, but you can't do anything while you're doing it. You can just move and like try to escape or maneuver.
And then like everything else, it has all the same. I'm pretty sure it has all the same guns and attachments and grenades as Apex Legends. Even though I never played it.
Oh really?
Yeah,
they have the same
sure.
guns?
Yeah, I'm pretty like seriously. When I saw Apex Legends, it's like, hey, this is the exact same gun. So it has the exact same guns as Titanfall 2.
What, so do they use in Titanfall 2? Do they use like energy ammo, like heavy ammo, like things like that? Or
There's not really different ammo. Like there's obviously ammo for each gun, but like there were some different types.
Okay, so it's a little different.
So and also, like the thing, and of course the Titans. So there's actually, I think there's like a total of 10 Titan classes.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like the one I play is the Ronin, which is basically the sword Titan, and there's a sword core. So like if you survive long enough, you're trying to make, hey, sword core is activated, or you can activate sword core and it's like keep your enemies close, or keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. I'm like, yeah. I like playing as the Ronin because it can ricochet. It's like a shotgun, and it can ricochet off walls, so you can get like those pesky pilots that run away, steal your cores. Oh yeah, that's another thing. You can rodeo the Titans and steal the cores, and
That
give
was
them
pretty
to your
unique,
teammates, and give it to your teammates. And that's something I did a lot, and it was really fun. And I can't wait to go back and play Titanfall 2 now that I've heard that it's a lot of people are playing it now because of Apex Legends.
Right.
I was gonna say, is there still multiplayer
Oh
following?
yeah, I played it like about a month ago. So it's or not a month ago. I played it during winter break. So
Okay, because I know when we get to Halo, like their
that
their
is also-
multiplayer
another
shot, like
thing
no one
that's-
plays it. So
another thing that's cool about the multiplayer is that
that would
there's AI. So like there's AI teammates and like what kind of helps it out because like you're told that you're a pilot, you're like this elite soldier.
Yeah.
And when then you have these enemy AI that some of them are robots, some of them are just soldiers. And like it helps, even if there's not like a full lobby, it helps you feel like the battlefield's alive because there's enemies you're fighting. Because there's like these robots, AIs that you don't like, nobody has control over. There's the enemy soldiers you shoot, and like you do get points for that. And it helps. It's like useful for like noobs who like I was a noob when I started playing it, and so I would take out the like lesser players and then like build up my skill and start learning the maps, learning how to move. So it has that going for it as well, and like it was just a lot of fun messing around with each Titan. Like there's the Napalm Titan,
Yeah.
like that shoots. My friend enjoys that a lot. Like he arcs it across the map and gets like Hail Mary kills. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I definitely recommend checking it out because it's like mech battles and then like your boots on the ground, and then there's a wall running.
back to Apex
Yeah, sorry.
Legends. It's all right.
I'm sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
Nate, do you want to share some of your experience? I play just a little bit, but you've had more of a deep dive into it.
I've been playing it a bit recently. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot different experience going in solo and pairing up with two randos as opposed to playing with two other friends. I highly recommend you play it with friends because
I found that too. Yeah,
there's just such a huge disconnect between like two people that you don't know. Because like when I first played, I did the tutorial and I did a couple other matches with some randos, and like nothing happened. I ran around, I collected some stuff, and then I died. And then that was pretty much it.
Right.
And then when I was with my friends, we ran around, collected stuff, killed some people, and then died. So, there's a huge difference.
Yeah, I felt the same way. When I was playing, I only played it for like the trial hour that you kind of like suggested to do. And I picked my character. What character did you start out with, just for reference?
I started out with, I think the first guy I played was Gibraltar. And then after that, I tried out, Pathfinder.
Yeah, that was the first one I ever did.
Yeah.
I was pretty on like Bloodhound. I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool, and I kind of like try to figure out like how to best use and whatnot. And I totally get what you're saying about playing with friends versus playing with randos, because I just felt like I died a lot, and then I felt like when I heard the audio, like there wasn't audio always when I was playing, just because everybody didn't have headsets, I'm assuming, or whatnot. I don't have one. But like when I did have audio and people were talking through a headset to me, like, oh, come over here, and every time I'd start going over there looking for weapon stuff, die.
Yeah.
Every time I'd probably last maybe a minute, and then till like, I felt like I was like the low end of the group, the noob. I felt like I couldn't get ahead, or even build any time experience to just do the game, and because that's how fast it was, and I'm like, whoa, okay. I mean, I like the tutorial; that was very informative.
Yeah, I like how it literally spreads out every gun that you have available to you in that one open range.
Right, I found that very intriguing as well.
Like I didn't even notice it at first. I just looked over and he's like, "Oh, pick a gun," and I'm like, "Okay, cool. These are the guns that I can try." And then he left, and I looked over and I was like, "Oh, there's all the guns."
Right, and I like the loot tracking system and stuff like that. The comms were cool. I like the whole like jump off experience and where to land.
Yeah.
When I started, I'm like, that's really cool. And then you could choose to follow your party or diverge.
What I really like is when you're jumping off, there's actually like ships that are flying across that you can actually land on that have loot and stuff on it. And like I've had, I think it was 2 or 3 times where like my party, we went onto the ship. I mean. And then the first time we did it, we were like, I wonder if we can land on that. And then we did, and then there was just this huge dogfight of like 2 or 3 other teams and us just like going at each other until we eventually died. And it's just like, holy crap, that was awesome, let's do it again. And then like another time where we landed on it, and then we were like, oh crap, we're not going to win this. And then we all jumped off and just landed in the same area and like, how did that work?
Right.
How are we still alive?
Right. It's very competitive. Like I can already tell it's very competitive. It's super fast.
And I like how you can. Did you see how like you can ping stuff and like you
Yeah,
can like
yeah.
they try
That's
to.
a little unique.
I read that they like made it. They tested the game without being able to talk to each other, so without headsets, without being in the same room. They tested it that way because they wanted you to be able to play it without talking to your teammates. I think they wanted that advantage over Fortnite.
Okay.
Because like
I've never played Fortnite, so is
What?
that like I know, I'm that guy. I'm that guy.
I never played Fortnite either.
There's 2 of us. I know.
I've never
played
PUBG either.
What?
I own it, but I've never even opened it.
Fortnite?
But I have it downloaded on my computer, but I've never opened it.
I guess we're the abnormals. Where are the
Ben?
abnormals on the right side of the table?
Ben, are you a big Fortnite guy?
Oh, big Fortnite guy.
Okay.
I'm the big Fortnite guy.
I have a question about Apex Legends.
Okay.
Though. So, do you all feel like it's kind of like directed at a certain age range, or it's like very like versed in that? Because I was reading that a lot of parents actually approve of the game for their kids to be playing.
I mean, it's not super cartoony like Fortnite is, but it's also like it's not as graphic as you might think it is, just based on just looking at it. Like, there's some blood, but I mean,
It's definitely more adult orient. Not adult, but it's definitely older.
Yeah, I
oriented.
wouldn't say it's meant for like
12-year-olds.
Fortnite is meant for the younger audience, while Apex Legends is like anyone can play it, but it's probably going to be a bit more like the teenage to upper range.
Sure.
Yeah, and also I don't know if you ever played with somebody who has caustic, but like he says some weird things like
Oh.
like he says like just like more mature like M-rated
Yeah.
things like
Okay.
about like the actual game and things like that. So
Okay.
Okay, I haven't.
they have like catchphrases and stuff that aren't always
Yeah,
like
I've
yeah.
heard, right. I can see that.
Oh.
Yeah.
God, sorry. Little side notes that in Titanfall 2 they had I would kind of hope they kind of like bring mechs in just for this mode for Apex Legends. So they had an Attack on Titan mode, whereas like you only had grapple and you had the enemy team was in
Oh,
mechs
sure.
only.
Right now they don't have like a campaign.
I know, but
That
I was
was-
thinking that would be a cool
yeah.
mode, that like
Oh,
a temporary mode that have it's like Attack on Titan mode,
Yeah.
whereas like there's like AI or like maybe some enemies
Right.
or some like players
It'd be
or in
cool to
mechs.
see if they could develop other modes other than.
Have
Yeah.
they
Battle
said
Royale.
if they were planning on making
They
anything more,
haven't
or-
right now, but I think it's in the very early stages and they're living on the hype right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun if they made like a single player. I think what I'd really like is if they made like a co-op single player with like where you
Yeah.
could like join, where you could get two other friends to play through the story mode.
Halo.
I think that'd be yeah.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Honestly, I was like, it's a battle royale game, so it's like I didn't expect it to. Are people actually talking about there being a story in there? Because I'm not.
I don't think
I don't
so.
think so.
No.
I don't think. No,
Like, I
I
would
think
just
it's
like to
pretty
have
much
mechs in there.
It was-
just game.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a whole lot
I don't
of
know.
like
You could
background
spread the
stuff.
appeal a little bit more and maybe grow the audience, but
Yeah.
I mean when your
I'm-
audience is already at 25 million, they're just it's a race.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
You're already doing
I
pretty
would
good
just
there.
like to have
Yeah.
mechs in there because I'm like, not enough games with mechs in them.
Right. Oh, totally.
What was the gun there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just hope they don't do like what Fortnite. I know you guys don't play Fortnite, but Fortnite like decided to like, you know, they add like like it started out basic. I feel like that's what everybody loved it, and now they added like planes and like hoverboards. I just hope that Apex doesn't do that to try to catch up with them. Yeah, it does. It gets ridiculous, and it takes away from. I mean, many of games have done that and gone
Yeah,
wrong
it's
with
like-
add-ons and stuff like that.
They,
so.
they want to try and stay new and fresh, but at the same time, like the more you do that, the more complicated you get, and then
Right.
the harder it is for like new people to get in because there's just so much stuff they have to learn.
Yeah. Yeah. So, is there anything else we want to add to Apex, or like, do you guys have favorite characters at all, or? Well, I guess me and you play one.
I play one character. I was trying to master one before I moved on, but I could see.
Sorry, but have you guys tried to grapple another player with the grapple ability?
Oh, Pathfinder. Yeah.
Is that,
Yeah, a
is
little
that
bit.
who that's? Is that what
Mhm.
they're called in the game?
Yeah.
He's the robot that can grapple. That's
Yeah,
his
Yeah.
ability.
It's pretty like it could be effective, but it doesn't
Yeah.
go very
I
far.
remember the first time I grappled someone. Like I was planning on shooting a grapple past him and at the wall because I wanted to catch up with him. And then I accidentally hooked on him and took away my gun, and I didn't know that it takes away your gun when you grapple onto someone. So I freaked out and tried to jump away, like I was boost packing away, and like it gave him enough time to turn around. And she's like, "What are you doing?" And she shot me. I was like, "Wait, whoa, hey, calm down. I don't want to hook onto you. I want to do the wall, which could be like a cinematic movie moment." It's like, nope. Not happening.
Can you grapple people in Apex Legends?
Oh, I haven't got
That
No,
I don't.
I have
there's
now.
videos. There's videos.
Are there?
Yeah, there's videos of people doing it.
Huh. I'll have to try that, I guess.
or do some research.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's basically I do work, which is
I'm sure.
anyway. Sorry, I just
Yeah.
don't want to plug in someone.
All right. Let's segue over to Halo.
Go for it.
All right, good times.
All right. This is our retro game of the podcast.
Man, doesn't that make you feel old?
Hey,
Sure.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Definitely.
it makes me glad that I played it.
Right.
Makes me think back to high school, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Well,
High
not
school?
high school for me.
Middle
That was-
school. That's
yeah,
when I was
I was
playing.
gonna say that. That's about middle school.
Those are my Friday
I
nights.
didn't get
Yeah.
into I didn't
No,
get into
no,
Halo until high
I'm
school
not that.
for me.
I'm not as old as you guys. That came out when I was like very little.
What year are you?
I was born. What do you mean by year?
Like you're in college. What? Like.
I don't know. I'm 22.
Oh, we're about the
Okay.
same age.
Okay.
I
I'm the
remember
old
it came
man.
out because Halo C came out like 2001.
Well, yeah.
2000,
Yeah, it
2001.
came out. It was released on November 15th.
Like I was like 4 or 5 when it came out.
Yeah, I'm talking about 3 more so.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about Halo? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I used to play when I was like.
yeah,
younger,
That was
sure.
elementary.
But anyway, yeah,
Alright.
let's start with Combat Evolved.
Yes.
Sure. So Halo Combat Evolved, the first one in the Halo series. It was developed by Bungie Games, published by Microsoft Games. It was available on Xbox and PC. It won the award for VFX Best PC Game. It revolutionized first-player shooter games. You could play up to 1 to 4 players with split screen. It was centered around Master Chief, an elite Spartan soldier, and he fought against the Covenant, an alien race, sworn enemy of the Spartans. There are 17 spin-off games post-Halo.
17.
That's
like
dang.
everything. That's all the franchises. That's
okay,
mobile.
so,
that's
like-
entire
That's crazy.
series.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
up till like present day.
Wait, spin-off? Are you like? Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Let's see.
Mind blower. If that was the mind
What?
blower of the
Combat
segment.
Evolved
Yeah.
1,
I
2,
can't- like,
3,
I don't even-
ODST.
Well,
No,
ODST's
then there's all the
Yeah, three.
royales. There's
Wait,
all
those
like
would be more
the.
sequels though than spin-off. Like Halo 3 ODST, yeah, that would be a spin-off, but like.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. All the spin-off games. But anyways, and there's even a official TV series that's in development. They haven't really said anything well, but that was a thing. You never know if that's still in development. Hell.
Yeah, I'm not excited for that. at all.
But there's we remember the old unofficial classic Red versus Blue.
Yeah.
And then there's also 7 animated short films from Halo Legends.
Oh yeah, that was good.
I will open the floor up to you guys as far as your favorite weapons, experiences, and stories.
Ooh.
Does it have to be from Combat Evolved?
We don't have to.
Because I didn't play it personally.
I never played
We
it.
can open it. We can.
I did
open
it.
up.
I can play.
More of a
I
Halo
played it
freak.
so I can
So
talk
for
about
it.
it.
So you can't have much to
So,
say.
oh god. So I first played Halo 3 before I went back and played CE. So, or I guess I should preference. So I'm gonna
Your
call
favorite.
Halo Combat Evolved Halo CE or just CE for short because it's simpler that way. Anyways, just want to clarify that. So back when I first played CE, God, I mean obviously it's an old game, so it's like that kind of there's some. Retro games, like they're kind of clunky in some ways, and like it's just they don't have the kind of the high class.
And they don't
smaller
look
games.
proportional.
Yeah, I know. Like also, there's a glitch in the multiplayer that when you look down, it doesn't show it because they don't have the look down animation, so it looks like you're looking straight. Or like your gun goes down, but your face doesn't, so you're like looking straight up, but your gun is down.
Oh, that's weird.
So that's actually how they made Red vs. Blue. So like when they're holding pistols and they're like holding it down, they're just looking down, but it doesn't show that in their face. So like it's like they're just looking straight forward.
So it's a lot easier to make like that way.
Yeah, and so that's the little fun fact about Red vs. Blue. Yeah, it's funny when you look back. It's like, wow, they were looking at the ground the entire time. And so, anyways, I guess I can talk about one of my favorite missions in Halo CE because it has as much as I love CE, it had terrible spawn points or save points. Because like you would die and then you would have to go back. Like it would take you back like 30 to an hour. I'm like, wow, I have to go do all this again.
Oh, when you were doing the story mode.
Yeah, story mode. It was awful with that save points, especially on the higher difficulties. It's like, oh my god, I cheated so hard on. I think this was heroic, by the way, not even legendary. I'm like, legendary. That's funny. I'm not gonna. You don't expect me to do that.
No.
God. There's when you first meet the Flood. This is when I started. Like I used to be scared of the Flood. CE made me hate them with a passion. It's like you're so annoying. Leave me alone. Like when I forget the name of the mission, but when you're rescuing Captain Keyes and the Flood are on that Covenant ship, you're trying to rescue him. I remember when after you find out that he's become assimilated with the Flood. Spoilers, by the way.
That's okay. Well,
18 years old.
It's been over 11 years, so
Wait, you're talking about one or?
See, yeah, it's been over 11 years since it came out.
Well, didn't we just say it came out 2001?
Well, yeah. So 17.
17, yeah.
Oh,
I'm saying-
yeah. Just yesterday.
I'm saying over 11 years, so it's like plus 11 years.
Hmm.
It's been over a year, come
11.
on.
11. I said 11. Did I say 1 year?
No, I'm making a joke saying,
Talking about
yeah, it's
Stranger
been
Things.
over 1 year technically.
Yeah, and we don't have to be accurate
Watch the show.
here. No one's fact checking
Get the
me,
joke.
huh?
Wait, so have you played Combat Evolved?
I have not. I remember playing a lot of Halo 2.
Okay.
And 3.
Let's talk about Well, it
Yeah.
sounds like we all know 3.
Yeah.
So should we get into that a little bit?
Yeah.
Sure.
That was the first game my friend like when we first reunited because I had moved away for a little
Yeah.
bit. So I moved in and like he was like the friend. It was the first friend I made when I moved in. I was like, hey, I used to know you, but I don't remember you at all. My parent does.
Sure.
So I was like, hey.
Right.
And then like we met and like, oh, we got along pretty well. And it was like, okay, don't tell I was 9 years old, by the way.
Yeah.
So like, okay, don't tell your parent, don't tell your mom that when you played this game, like pulls out a game that has freemium on it. And it's like, oh my god, it was the first game I had to play that had a story to it. Because I had played only Mario Kart at that point.
Sure.
So it's like, I was like, oh my god, there's wait, who is this? Oh, they're Forerunners? Oh, what? Fun! And it was just like mind blowing that you could tell stories like video games.
Right.
And it helped me a lot later on. There's some personal stories I can tell, but we don't have to.
Okay.
We can keep it lighthearted.
Let's keep it open. Anybody else have a story to share?
Yeah, I actually I play a lot of multiplayer, and like when I was in middle school, I don't know if you guys did this, but like I would make friends online, and like we had
you play the danger zone.
we had like a clan, well, we were all like 9. I can tell. I remember like there were no.
You got the one deep voice neck.
Omegle style.
My name is John.
But we had
9 years old here.
we would play like online, and we would have we would literally just what was that? What was it? It was called like Big Team Battle or something like
big
that.
Team battle.
So there'd be like 10 of us or 15 of us, whatever it was.
No, it
we
was
would.
12 per team, I think, or 6 per team.
What? It had to be more than 6.
Oh no, 12.
I
per
mean,
team.
you could.
It was 12 players total. I know
Yeah,
that.
I think I read something like you could go to 12.
It was 12 people total, so 6 players per team.
Okay. So yeah, we would get into big lobbies and do that. And we'd also do like private matches and do you know how people would make the custom games, Drive or Die or something like that.
Oh, okay. All the mods.
Yeah, that was like the best part. Doing that. That was so much fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably my favorite gun going to that was probably the BR. I don't know. Do you have a favorite gun?
Yeah, the Needler.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was classic.
As soon as
Yeah.
BR, I was
I just take the sword, I don't know what's the
Energy
sword
sword.
called, energy sword. I just take that energy sword,
Yeah, I was
get
like,
behind somebody.
as soon as you said BR,
those are good
I'm
times.
like, get on out of here. No one cares about the BR except for multiplayer people.
Yeah, that's what I was. That was how you did it.
Yeah,
You-
find shotgun. Shotgun was a
I'm
good
sorry, that
time.
instantly makes me think of the MLG people. I'm like, you people try so hard. Just enjoy the game.
we did.
Yeah.
I tried hard as a 10-year-old.
Okay. Just like, use the energy sword, use the needler. They're fun guns. And the
Yeah.
brute shot. Ooh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yep, I remember that gun.
That gun.
You got anything bad?
Not that I can remember. That was quite a while back. So,
Hey, are you trying to call us old?
yes.
Fair enough.
Nate, you got anything?
One of the oldest stories that I can remember from high school is just being that wide-eyed dumbass freshman that just where I got invited to one of the seniors' house with a couple other friends, and we all just went over into his basement. We just played Halo, and it was so much fun. I remember just being in high school, and I was like, wow. School sucks. And then eventually that night happened, and I was
Everyone's
like, whoa,
been there.
that was awesome.
Yeah.
High school can be cool. Seniors are cool. And then, throughout all of my freshman year, I idolized that one guy, and then I was just kind of eventually I grew up, and I was like, wait, I knew nothing about him. Why did I go to his house?
That
I mean,
sounds right.
Yeah.
I remember that was middle school,
I
those
just remember
overplayed
playing Alone.
Halo 2 and eat some pizza, garbage food, and
we didn't even play
and
the
the
actual.
ragdoll?
I don't know, we were very competitive. He owned the game, so we played it more. I never owned an Xbox in my life, still don't.
Yeah, same.
But it was always fun to come over to somebody's house and play it, and
Yeah.
soccer, even, we might get on once or twice.
We all just stayed in this one map, and we all just kept running around trying to pick up more guns, or just grab a turret or find a newly spawned vehicle or something and just go after each other. And it was just
Those were some good times.
Those were the days.
back when I
The
didn't
bad
understand.
work-
Back
the
when you don't
ragdolls.
understand the games.
Yeah.
God, there's some funny ragdoll stories.
I'm surprised. Like Red versus Blue, they have like 6-7 seasons.
No.
Are they still going?
15. They're still going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I used to be Red versus Blue fan, and they just kept on going and going. And it's just like, just stop.
Well, I mean, as long
No,
as
but
the
I
thing
mean,
is,
as
like,
long as they're having fun with it.
Yeah,
people
Yeah,
like
but
it.
it's like you could have they tied up every single loose end at season 10,
Yeah.
and then they just started a new story.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
I just feel like they should not to go on too much longer
No.
for Red versus Blue. Just one last minute. That I just feel like they should have just had nowhere to stop and then focus on something new.
Have you seen any like the animated shorts or movies or anything?
no.
Oh,
I haven't
I like the story that they have for them.
I've seen
It's
some
pretty
of like
decent.
the Halo commercials that are like really popular.
Yeah.
But
The live
other than
action
that-
ones.
I think I got storyline to them.
The
I'd recommend it.
The only one that I can think of is like it's like a bunch of sweeping camera shots of like little Halo toys.
Oh,
Like, that's
there's
the
more than that.
yeah. That's the only Halo
Are you talking about
related thing
Machine
I
Learn
know.
specifically with those anime shorts, or are you talking about other
And
stuff?
these are like almost whole movies.
I haven't seen a fan film. The only fan film.
Well,
I
no,
saw-
that's not fan film. Like, there's like a studio that actually professionally did it.
Or are you talking about like the War cutscenes for Halo Wars?
It's called Halo Legends.
Oh yeah, Halo Legends. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
short
saw
films.
that.
Yeah.
I am a super. Okay, I'm gonna say it now. I'm a Halo super fanboy.
I
Okay.
would not have guessed.
Okay, if you can tell, I definitely saw Halo Legends. I enjoyed them. My favorite one is it's called Prototype.
Okay.
It had a very moving story.
Right. I imagine like there are varying degrees of like this one was not as good as the other ones,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
the story wasn't really
Or the
compelling
books and stuff
as
like.
much.
I don't keep up with the books as much, but I mean, if it's animated, like if it's like a visual thing, I'll watch it for sure.
Totally.
But with the TV show coming out, like live action and video games just does not mix well.
Yeah.
I
It
would
would be-
prefer to see an animated version of that because at least
Yeah.
then you would get it would because
More freedom.
Yeah, there's more freedom because you don't have to worry about a CGI budget.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, because then you have to worry less about that. You can just focus on the animation, and there's more freedom with that. And because if you want to do a good Elite, that's a lot of CGI for Elite. Anyway, so back to Halo 3.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Very fun retro time jump there. And now we will go into our final segment, freemium games of the future.
Can you explain what that is to people who don't know? Because I totally know. I just
Sure.
who don't know.
You got okay, Ben. Oh no. Okay,
No,
we're
yeah.
gonna choke on that one. Kidding. So freemium is there are free to play games that you have on your phone that you can download, but
Like
there
Fallout
are
Shelter.
sure, and then you can, if you want to make it fancy or not spend as much time or level up quicker, you can buy into it with in-game purchase.
I like what
So
you
it's like
did.
DLC almost.
Free to pay or free to play, but then pay to be better.
Pay to progress.
Right.
Much like how Warframe was when that first came out.
Sure. I guess to start this out, it was a little hard to grapple onto because this is such a new concept. So I went, according to Tech Advisory, these were the best Android games as of January 2019. Some of these you might know and some of these you might not, but we're all kind of here for the ride, so let's settle it. So there was, in no particular order, there was Bad Piggies, Clash of Clans, Candy Crush, Bejeweled Blitz, Super Stickman Golf 3, War Wings, Hill Climbing Race 2, Asphalt 8 Airborne, Last Day on Earth, Survival, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Dumb Ways to Die 2, Plants vs. Zombies 2, Words with Friends, Jetpack Joyride, Lambton's Mystery Journey, Crossy Road, The Sims, Super Mario Run, Minecraft Pocket Edition, Pokemon Go, Farm 2, Adelito's Adventure, Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition, PUBG Mobile, Ark Survival Evolved, and Fortnite. So those are a list of many games that are like the most popular for Android, or the best ones, arbitrarily. something I found doing just a little last minute research. Very much of the success of these mobile games was the invention, or I guess the coming of Unity, the game engine. It's so like the coders and everything when they're making the game, they can do it on multiple platforms, and so they can integrate it and put basically that where they can do it on web plugins, desk platforms, consoles, and mobile devices. That was like a rough definition of what a Unity game engine is.
I've coded with it.
Right. So I guess we'll open this up. Do you guys have any particular favorite games out of the list I read off?
Off the list you read off, I've tried Candy Crush. I just can't get into it. Bejeweled, I mean, it's just a classic. Plants vs. Zombies, I remember I loved the first one, and then the second one was just really confusing, and I hated it.
So again, arbitrary, yeah.
But Jetpack Joyride was a great one. Crossy Roads was, I mean, it was a thing. And then Super Mario Run was, you get it for free, and then you get like 3 levels, and then you have to pay like $15 or $20 for the rest of the game. But
sure.
Pokemon Go was huge. I think everyone knows that at this point.
I would say, is it arguable to say that's the most popular one, or is it just the most trendy one?
I think that's probably fair.
Yeah.
Popular.
Yeah.
I mean, I never played it.
I don't know if it's still like super popular. I know, like, I think they're on Gen 4, I think.
Okay.
I could be wrong there. It's either 3 or 4 that they're on right now, but and they've also added like that new, I think it's Meltan Pokemon that's like exclusive to Pokemon Go or something. They had like a huge.
That's interesting.
So exclusive
thing with
Pokemon to a mobile game.
Well, I mean, like, I'm sure I believe it's coming out in the new one as well, but it debuted with Pokemon Go, but it didn't come out when Pokemon Go came out, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, totally. We'll get there.
Yeah. One that I actually played a little bit when it first came out was Pokemon Quest, which was, it's basically... I mean, it's basically like just another one of these games, except it was also released like on the Switch, and then it was going to be released on mobile devices.
Yeah.
It was just like it's just another one of those. You go out into these open areas, levels, I guess, and you have your Pokemon auto fight other Pokemon. You don't actually control them; they move all on their own, and you can tell them when to attack. Or you can just have them auto-attack on their own, and then they just do everything for you. And you can, like, shout at them to dodge attacks, but they sometimes don't dodge. It's very weird, but it wasn't horrible, but it was just kind of, like, not what anyone was expecting from Pokemon. And there was a huge, like, outcry when it first came out, because it's just, like, imagine if you it was, like, Pokemon Minecraft, except it was actually made by the Pokemon Company.
Oh, okay.
And then they
I've
were
never
like...
played Pokemon Minecraft. I don't understand that. Wait,
like the concept of if
Like-
there was a Minecraft, you take Minecraft and you put Pokemon to it.
Yeah, like everything's really blocky and like square. Like Pikachu is just a square with like little sticky ears and a rectangular-ish tail. And
it's a redesign.
yeah,
It's
pretty
not a
much.
flaw, it's a redesign.
It just looks very... very different, like very unlike anything they had done before, and a lot of people are just kind of like, this is weird. But it was a decent game. It's just like, unless you pay money for it, it just kind of slows down after a while. But
Yeah, moving on. I have to say that my favorite game didn't make the list. Piano Tiles. I don't know if anybody...
so hard.
Yeah, it's addicting.
all right, that's
That's all
a
I
good
gotta
one.
say.
My
Okay.
favorite game is Subway Surfer.
Okay.
That's a good one too.
Interesting.
Yeah, Piano Tiles was hard.
Yeah.
I did not enjoy
It's
it.
hard
I'm a
to
musician,
bad.
so I think like the sight reading, like
Yeah.
Right. I've
It's
tried
gotta be
some like
something
guitar apps or something like that. I'm like,
Mhm.
these are hard.
what was the one where they were like running through the jungle?
Temple Run.
Temple Run, is that
Yeah,
on here?
I'm surprised
Concept?
that unless that was still like trendy, unless it's like Hill Climb or something.
My
But
favorite.
yeah, I'm surprised that didn't make the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite wasn't really. I mean, out of here, I like Crossy Roads, But my favorite was probably Flappy Golf.
Okay.
Ooh, that was fun.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun, and it just takes a long time to finish. It's not like something you can really. I mean, you could finish it in a day, but
Yeah.
it's something you can play for like the course of a couple months.
Or for me, that game like lasted in my high school for maybe a week or so, where everyone was just playing it during class.
Yeah.
And like no one would pay attention to class. They'd be shouting and yelling at each other across the room, like, "Come on, man, just get in the hole!" It's just like the teacher's like, "What are you talking about?" It's like, "Shut up, teacher. We don't care about you."
It's a sexual innuendo.
It's just like, what the heck?
Did you guys have iPads or
Yeah.
We did for a very
Wow.
brief time, but
you guys just
I
had
don't
your
let-
phones out playing?
Yeah, I think that was past that point.
Okay.
Yeah, they gave us iPads for when I was like the later years of high school. They gave us iPads.
Mm.
Has anybody played iPhone billiards? At all?
Oh, the messaging one?
Yeah, like
yeah.
the games that they have in their messenger.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, those are cool.
And the cup pong one is pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
So do you guys see mobile gaming as a good trend, bad trend, or what do you see the future for like the mobile freemium games going forward? And if there's any predictions at all?
It's a thing, and it's gonna happen because like there are people out there that don't have time to. There are people out there that don't have time to like go out and buy a $300-$400 console and sit down every night, or to go out and spend thousands of dollars on a PC. And so they just kind of play on their phones on the go whenever they can. And then there are people that just like a time waster every now and then. So there's nothing really wrong with it, I would say, but you know, it's just another form of gaming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's neither here nor there. I think it's just I think it'll continue to trend, especially as phones just get bigger now, and just I think it's for people who just want to kill time. They got a couple minutes between class or on a work break or something. I think people it's just kind of a way to kill time and also have fun. So I don't think it's a bad trend or a good trend, but I definitely think it will continue as long as there's market for it, which I think there will be, especially with foldable phones. Like it's pretty wild now, like big screen.
I think it's also like a good way to connect with people that you maybe don't get to see regularly. Like they have like for Facebook like words with friends. I would play with my friends that like moved away or like my family members. You know what I mean? So I think that's kind of something that is cool that comes with that.
Yeah.
Okay. I like I guess taking a little bit from our Pokemon Go, a little tangent, I think the geo-tracking will just get better, and more games will try to take to that model going forward.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess which out of all the games you think that are out there, which one has the biggest impact?
In terms of mobile game,
Sure. Yeah.
or just any game in general.
Yeah, I guess I'm surprised that. I guess maybe the lasting impact. I don't know. I'm surprised like Grand Theft Auto is on this list, and I'm surprised Super Mario. Like we hit from our last episode, we had Super Mario, and now it's like Super Mario Run. There's Minecraft Pocket Edition, Final Fantasy 15. There's a Pocket Edition, PUBG Mobile, Fortnite's even on here, which mentioned down earlier. I'm kind of still surprised these games are like they made that transition all the way to something you can play on your phone.
Yeah.
I want to play Final Fantasy 15. I just don't have the time or money when it comes up.
I think I know you don't have it on here, but as far as impact games, I think Flappy Bird has to have the most. I mean, that was just for that generation, or really our generation, growing up, kind of like, I guess we were probably in the beginning of high school, middle of high school. That's like I can't really remember another game that literally got every single person that I knew to play it. Like at least to play it a couple times.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Cool. All right. I think that'll wrap us up here on the Double Jump Gaming Reacts podcast.
Yeah, so that's been it for this week of Double Jump Gaming Reacts podcast, episode 2. Be sure to join us 2 weeks. Well, we'll record it 2 weeks from today, so it won't be up 2 weeks from today. But be sure to check us out for our next episode, and we'll see you then.